Welcome to this episode of the Mainstreet Show. I'm your host, Payton O'Toole. Thanks for tuning in. This week I'm joined by Chelsea Peterman, the wedding coordinator from Landoll's Mohican Castle and an Ashland University graduate. Chelsea, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So for those who don't know and are new to the area, how would you explain the castle to them and what is there to offer?
There is quite a bit in the small amount of space that is the castle. So the castle itself is a hotel, and then we have a bunch of other rooms on property. We have 31 total. We are a wedding venue as well. I'm obviously a wedding coordinator there, and there's another one as well. We also do public events. We do private events, corporate events. A lot of things are always happening at the castle, so it's never a dull moment.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, what kind of public events do you guys host?
So a lot of Regency balls are really popular, comedy shows, murder mysteries are really popular. Those sell out pretty fast. Same with the psychic dinners. We've started adding in new ones. We did I can't remember the exact name of it, but it was a lot of line dancing, and we brought on people to teach people how to do line dancing, which was really successful, and it looked like a lot of fun. But I was at wedding shows, so I had to miss it.
Like you mentioned about being haunted, legends has it that the grounds are haunted. Can you share some of the history of the area?
Yeah, so the castle's grounds obviously are pretty old. We have a cottage called the Macbeth. It's quite haunted. I don't go in there. It creeps me out, but it is older than the castle itself. It's about the same age as our cemetery that we have at the top of our hill. Fun fact, the castle is on enough elevation to where it's technically on a mountain. So at the top of the mountain is where the cemetery lies. But in the fall, it's really fun. You can go gather up all your friends, do some ghost tours, or you can even get the tools and stuff to talk to the ghost. I don't do that. I just keep that to the other people.
Yeah, that sounds really fun. So as I mentioned before, you're an Ashland University graduate. How did attending Ashland prepare you for the position that you have now?
It helped a lot. Obviously, the number one would be the connections. I wouldn't have the job if it wasn't for the GM, Joe Cummins, who is also an Ashland graduate. I was a fashion major here, and every other year the fashion program does fashion shows, and the students plan it, they run it, they create the garments, they pick the models, they pick the makeup artists, they pick the looks and everything. So just the detail-oriented aspect of that really prepared me for being a wedding coordinator. And I also was an intern at the rec center, so I planned a lot of events through that, which was really fun. Did a lot of after proms. So that's what really made me love the event side of it. And then if I didn't go to Ashland, I would have never found out about the Disney College program. And that's where I really, really learned how hospitality works, how to interact with people, because that is the best place to ever work if you are going to be working with people on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. So you mentioned a little bit about the wedding shows. Tell us about the ones you attended last month and the ones that you're actually hosting this weekend.
Yeah, so in January, we were gone every single weekend for wedding shows. They are so much fun. You get to meet people from all over. I know we're tucked away in the middle of Mohican State Park. Not a lot of people around. You would be surprised at the amount of brides that we get from the Dayton area and Pittsburgh. So we like to travel to those areas. We went to Cincinnati, we went to Dayton, Cleveland, Columbus, and every single one of those we would promote our own wedding show to the point where we have over 250 people signed up. It's this Sunday. That's the most we've ever had, so we're really excited for it. We hope we book a lot of weddings and get to help a bunch of couples reach their perfect wedding day.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations. So Mohican Castle has been featured on a few different shows such as Hotel Hell and Ghost Adventures. What does being on those kind of shows do for business, and would you say they're accurate in describing the castle?
Okay, so kind of, a little bit, but they are obviously exaggerated. It's TV. Ghost Adventures isn't the one we hear about the most, but we have so many people come talking about Hotel Hell just because they love Gordon Ramsay and they want to see how it panned out. Just to throw it out there. It turned out great. We're doing awesome. We get a lot of weddings. We get a lot of public events. I even had a wedding that loved him so much that they invited him, and then they had mini beef Wellingtons on their menu because that's his thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what is your favorite thing to order from the restaurant?
It's all really good, and I'm not just saying that because I'm biased. The food is unreal. It's so good. But the braised beef short ribs are probably our most popular menu item, and I just love them. They're on our wedding menus. They're on our dinner menus, lunch menus. They're everywhere. They're so good. If I could recommend anybody trying anything at the castle, it would be the braised beef short ribs.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Chelsea. That's it for this episode of the Mainstreet Show. Follow us across all social media platforms at AUTV Ashland. I'm your host, Payton O'Toole. Thanks for watching.